All right, here we go. We have Memphis royalty in the building. Project Pat, welcome back to VladTV.
Dig that.
Hey, man, longtime fan. Congrats on not only the incredible catalog, but the impact that catalog has made with the number of people that have redone the songs or sampled the songs, and just the way the sound has really carried on into this year and all the years since you guys have made it, man. I mean, congratulations.
That's what's up. Mm-hmm. We appreciate that.
Well, of course, man. Of course. Well, you've done an interview with VladTV before, but I think this is the first time you and I are sitting down together. So I want to start in the very beginning.
Okay.
So you grew up in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
So what was Memphis like in the 80s?
I mean, if you ever seen Raising Kanan, 50 Cent show, that's how it was. It was a bunch of crack, dope, you know what I'm saying? You know, Memphis is like it's a mainly African-American urban city. So when crack hit, which was like 85, I mean, it just was what it was. Like, I mean, it was just like anywhere else. It was just dope infested, dope fiends everywhere. You know, everybody trying to hustle up. That's mainly what it was.
Okay, and you actually grew up in the Cypress Gardens projects.
Cypress Garden, they called it Cypress Garden. It was a low-income housing development. I mean, it wasn't I wouldn't say it was a project, but I mean, it was just like a project. So, you know, you might as well call it one, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't Cypress Garden Project, it just was Cypress Garden. But mainly all our projects in Memphis, if you say garden, or if it's got a garden connect to it, or something like a gate, or, you know, it always got that housing, you know what I'm saying, you know, homes, anything say homes, such and such homes, them be the project. So, yeah.
Well, and Juicy J is actually your younger brother.
Yeah, Jay, you're younger than me.
You're younger. Okay. So how many kids in the family?
It's 4 kids. It's 4 kids in our family. 2 boys, 2 girls. In our immediate family, yeah.
Got it. And your father was actually in the house.
Yeah, my dad was in the house all my life.
Right, and he was a preacher.
He was a minister, yeah.
Okay, so what was it like having this dad who's a minister, and you know, you listening to different types of music and also kind of getting affected with what's happening outside?
Well, it was mainly you know, my daddy, he was a real father, or still is, or whatever. But it's just the environment. You know what I'm saying? It was mainly the environment, and it's crazy because since I had a daddy, and I seen this later in my life as I got older, it's like everybody in the neighborhood used to look at me as a leader because they didn't have a daddy. But the reason why they looked at me as a leader is because, you know, I grew up in an area that was like everybody, like a lot of people know how to read, but I did. So since I knew how to read, they just considered me like more smarter than them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody was like that, because there were people in the neighborhood I looked up to that were smart, but that's just what it was. So when I would mix and mingle in the street, people would look at me as a leader. But the reason why that is most of your leaders have fathers, and most of your leaders don't. Now not that you can't be a leader with, you know, not being, you know, having, you know, not growing up in the house with a father. But if you pay attention to everything, most of your leaders got fathers. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was with me. And people just used to look at me as the leader. You know, I'd be the first to do it, and then they'd be like, "Well, shoot, man, we doing what you doing." I mean, don't ask me, man. I wouldn't, if I look back now, if I'd have been me, I wouldn't have been following me, but go. But you know, I'm just saying.
Right, because I remember in this one interview.
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said that's how the cards fell, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember there was an interview I read where you said, you know, because you had a father in the house, he would tell me real things like pull your pants up, get a wallet, keep your ID on you, keep a watch. And all that sounds simple, but then you go down the street and no one's got an ID on them. So then when they get caught up, it's like simple stuff like that, you know, causes problems.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, you had mentioned that there was a store by where you actually grew up.
A store?
And a store.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was a couple.
Like, I guess a corner store?
It was a couple. It was one, two. It was two corner stores, and well, it was two corner stores. It was really three, but you had to go further down for that. But it was two corner stores, yeah, right across the street from each other.
But there was one store in particular where you said that you steal so much. You were stealing so much from that store that it was just unreal.
Oh, well, yeah. You talk about it was a Korean store. It was but it wasn't really me doing it like that. I mean, it was mainly Jay, but I mean, guess you're guilty by association. But yeah.
Okay. And I guess you guys kept doing that until there was a girl who you thought was a junkie, but was actually an undercover police.
No, that right there was a store across North Side High School that me and my partner was stealing out of a lot. That was that store. And man, we used to steal out of there every day. And it just like it was a lady, she was like we was finna get into it with her when she told us, hey y'all put that back, put that. We was like, what a junkie doing getting out of business? Like we finna whoop her. We were like, man, what? And then she pulled a badge out. We couldn't believe it. She was undercover police. We couldn't believe it. And she gave us a real pass. Like we even got crazy with her. And she said, fool, I'm the police. And she pulled a badge out, man. Our heart about to jump out of our chest. We were like, wow. Man, we almost put our hands on the police, man. We tripping. And then we just put it down and walked out and was talking about that all day. We was spooked. We stopped stealing it there though.
Okay, so here you are growing up in Memphis, and then crack hits Memphis,
mm-hmm.
like it's hitting everywhere else in America,
mm-hmm.
and things just go crazy. And I guess the first ever junkie that you had ever seen in your life ended up burning your grandmother's house down.
Yeah. The first junkie that I ever seen in my life, when I got out of the feds. I came to see but I already knew I had already been told it was him that done it. He had burnt my grandmother's house down. And like, man, I'm gonna tell you something. When they say junkies outlive everybody, this dude probably still alive right now. He outlived plenty of my friends, plenty of my cousins. I'm talking about these people I'm talking about, like my friends that I told you I was still in the store with. He used to be standing outside with me and we'd see the junkie. Now my friend was from Hollywood, a neighborhood just like a street over. And that's where I used to be at. But he used to, he used to see the junkie too. But my partner died when he was 19. When my partner was 19, he got murdered in Detroit. Because he went up there to sell dope and got killed. Yep, his name was Red.
Yeah, my condolences.
Yeah, but my best friend, he died. He died when I was like, I think I was like 20. And he was like 19. And he got killed. Or I might have been 19. We around the same age.
Well, as crack and as drugs started to hit the streets and people started making money, did you end up jumping into that as well?
Man, I had sold dope with one of Juice's partners. And he was a younger dude. He was sending the junkies from another project in Evergreen to me. But man, when I first jumped in the crack game, I was with my partner Red, I'm telling you about. We sold dope together. And man, it was bad, man, because we was buying this dope from this dude, and he tried to like cross us on like an 8-ball or half a ball or something like that. Because he was older than us, you know what I'm saying? At the time, we was 15. Like we was 15, 16, we was young. Since he was like 19, he tried to cross us. And when he did, my other partner, he shot him in the stomach and shot him on the side of the face. He tried to kill him, but he moved his head out the way. But the guy he was in the street. I think he dead now. I ain't too sure. I wouldn't say his name, but he tried to cross us on the dope. He was from our neighborhood, but he was older than us, you know what I'm saying? And that's how the street always go, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody older than you, they young. They try to slick us out of, some money, but this dude was getting, he wasn't getting bricks, but he was getting at least a quarter. He was getting some money, but he tried to step on us, and he got shot in the stomach and shot in the side of the face, but after that, he was shooting on us. Because when he got to the hospital, he didn't tell the police, no, he was real, But nah, it turned out bad. But then I left it alone for a second, then I jumped back in it. And then when I had jumped back in it, that's when the back in them days they had them same like just like Raising Cane, they had them K cars where they jump out on you with them diplomat, they call it diplomats or whatever they cars was called. They was Dodge diplomats or something. We called them K cars. They used to jump out, narcotics jumping out. So I mean, you know, man, it just that crack game, man. People think it's easy, and people rap about it like it's sweet. But when you really in it, anybody's really in the street. I mean, you can have a good day, but you're gonna have some bad days too. And I had some bad days. I had some bad days with that crack.
I mean, at the time, were you getting arrested or were you?
I never got arrested for crack. I almost did one time. That's the people jumped out in the K car. It was my brother partner. He had sent the people to me, and then when he sent them to me, just man, it wasn't nothing but God, man. It just something in me said, this the police. And then I just told the guy it wasn't no dope over here, and I just ran in the house. You know what I'm saying? I just ran in the house. I stashed the dope and ran in the house. But he was I almost got arrested, but nah, I never got arrested for no crack. Nah. I ain't gonna get arrested for no weed either.
Okay, but at one point you started getting arrested.
Oh no, let me tell you something. I ain't got arrested but twice in my whole life. No. I got arrested twice in my whole life. I got arrested for now I got questioned, taken downtown for, murder and stuff like that. But I never got arrested I never got charged. I went downtown for a murder in 2000, but I never got charged. But my thing is, I had I got arrested on robbery and I got arrested for a pistol. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the robbery, when did that happen? What year was that?
Oh man, that was a while. That was a long time ago. That was when after Men's Society had came out or something like that.
Okay.
That was a long time ago. I mean, it just got botched up. A guy that was let me in the door. It was a place of business. It was the Mall of Memphis. A lot of people at that time was catching it. We used to call it Mall of Memphis wave. So you know what I'm saying? I caught that wave and went in there. It was a safe, the guy. See, I don't know nothing about this place of business. The guy, he worked there. But, I can talk about it now because I did the time on it and I never said the man's name one time. But the guy was sitting with the prosecutor ready to give me 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I never said the man's name one time. Not one time did I speak his name. My lawyer said, such and such. I said, no, I don't know him. He said he know everything about the robbery. I said, I don't say how he could, I don't know him. And then, he's sitting right there, the prosecutor. When I had sat on the stand, I told the judge, they knew somebody else had helped me, but they couldn't, they couldn't prove it unless I said something. So I told the judge, looked at me, he said, are you sure you don't have nothing to say on this case? And I said, no, Your Honor, I'm just here to take my time as a man. I look at dude in the courtroom, he dropped his head just like this, because he couldn't look at me. Because his mama was in there screaming, he better not tell her. His mama came to court with him. I didn't even know the day he was coming. I didn't even know he was coming to court. I walk in the room, I see his mama. And she said, baby, you okay? I said, yeah, I'm good. She said, and I said, what you doing here? What Andrew doing over there? Then she went to talking about some, screaming, he better not snitch. And then she was saying in the courtroom. And I was like, oh, this clown. But this somebody I would have killed somebody about, man. I had never been crossed in my life by anybody. Like to me, you understand something? When I was in the street, I was green to the street. Now, when I say green to the street, I know the dope. I can eyeball anything. I know the moves. I know how to pull it. I used to play paper, which they call scamming now. Me and my partner, we just do that to get real money. But my thing is, I was slow to the fact that I'm sitting up here thinking I'm just this smart. The devil got me thinking I'm just this smart. To whereas, I can't never get caught up. I can't never, you know what I'm saying? So I hear people snitching, but not me, not people around me. Now my main crew, main people I hang with in North Memphis, ain't nobody snitching. We don't hang with snitches. To my knowledge, you know what I'm saying? But then this guy here, he was from a whole nother neighborhood. So I'm hanging with him and none of my partners liked him. But, I ended up befriending him, got cool with him. came across a few licks, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking he's straight. We you know, it's money involved. I'm green to the fact that I'm thinking that everybody, if you in the street, you're not gonna snitch if we doing the same thing. How can you snitch on me? We doing the same thing. You got 6 ounces of cocaine hard and you riding with that. I'm riding with 8 houses or whatever. Then I get caught. What I'm telling on you for? Me and you buy from the same person, which is your cousin or my partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm gonna involve y'all for? I got caught. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even on the robbery, when I got caught, I didn't involve him because I got caught. Because really, to be honest, I mean, he really, to be honest, he really was slick-toed on himself when he said he knew everything about it. Because I never said the man's name one time. He never got charged. He never went to jail. But, you know, people, man. And that's the part of the street I was green to.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, how much time did you get?
I ended up getting 9 years by the grace of God.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's still a lot, though. 9 years.
I mean, you know, that it's better than 30. They tried to give me 30.
This is true.
Yeah, that's better than 30.
This is true. Okay, you get locked up, you're doing 9 years, and that was the first time you ever been locked up?
Well, I had got locked up on the robbery, but I had got out on bond, was out on bond for about a year. But that was my first time doing time. Yeah, that was my first time ever doing time.
Did you end up doing the whole 9 years, or did you get out a little early?
No. You don't do. No. You do a percentage on a robbery. Now, if it had been something like a aggravated kidnapping or something like that, because the guy, he got duct taped up. But if I'd have moved him, then I'd have got a kidnapping. Then I'd have been, probably wouldn't be having this interview right now. I probably wouldn't be rapping or nothing. I'm pretty sure now, because it'd be you get about 30, 40 years for kidnapping in Memphis. And in Tennessee, that's like kidnapping, anything like kidnapping and rape, they gonna make you do like 85% of it. Like, for real, you doing it. Yeah, so, you know, thank God that didn't happen to me, you know, because it could have easily happened. I could have just moved a guy in a whole nother room, and that's kidnapping because I moved somebody against their will.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so what'd you get, like half the time?
No. I did like 3.
3.
Like right
okay,
at 3.
So you got,
or right below,
you got a third.
28, 29 months. Yeah, I got a third. Yeah, that's what you do. 30. It's like 30%. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, and you're how old when that robbery actually happened? How old were you at the time?
When I 20, 21, 20, 21.
Okay.
21.
I mean, here you are, 21 years old. You're doing a robbery. You're duct taping someone. I mean, it is damn near a kidnapping at that point.
Yeah.
You got off on a technicality, luckily, but I mean, at that point in time, are you realizing the seriousness of the crimes that you're doing and the repercussions of them?
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, because I'm real. I tell the truth. I don't get into all the other stuff. That don't matter to me. Man, I was a born again Christian when I was a kid, right? I got saved when I was a kid. And looking back, it was something in me which I know now was my born again person, who I am for real. Like, was telling me don't do it. But it was a lot of instances telling me don't do it. You know how they say you got the devil on one shoulder and God on the other? Like, I'm being honest. Like, when I say this, I'm being real when I say this. My born again person inside of me was saying don't do it. But I overrode that. I just was like, no, I can't be thinking like that. I got to get this money. But man, it was the worst decision I made. Boy, one of the worst. I mean, I made a few worse decisions in my life, but that was one of them. You know what I'm saying? That was one of them. But definitely.
Okay. You never were really thinking about rapping or music. That was really Juicy's thing initially.
That was Juicy's. His whole thing was when he was growing up. He was 8 years old. He wanted to do that.
Mm.
Yeah. So it was basically his dream. You know. So I just got in it because I seen the money in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, and that was basically it.
Okay. And at the time, I mean, Memphis had a music scene from like Stax Records and stuff like that, but there were no rappers in Memphis at the time.
It was rappers, but they wasn't on. It was rappers. I grew up on, Squeaky, 8 Ball MJG, You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You had a lot of Memphis was on the mixtapes, the DJs, the mixtapes, the DJs in the city, and they was like, saying the neighborhoods, chanting out the hoods, chanting out the mobs, the gangs, and so people be in the club, And Memphis is one of them cities that like we used to do a gangster walk, like that circle. So when you doing that circle, that gangster walk, you know what I'm saying? Like you throwing up the signs, you throwing up your neighborhood, and it can pop off right up in there. I done seen plenty of people get shot in there. Cause see, like back then, like Memphis was one of them areas. It's still like that. People still getting them guns in the club. For definite. But back then, it's like it'd be like that hood club, So it's a lot of hoods in the city, so it's a lot of hood clubs. So they just would be on that, and then whatever hood is in here, that's who club it is, And so different neighborhoods go out to different ones, like what's that, Club Memphis? Yeah, Studio G, Club Memphis, Demon and Dime and stuff like that, and that, then it's Demon and Diamond was more of all parts of the city will be up in there. Club Memphis was kind of like that too, but then it'd be bad, but it'd be bad in all of them. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you're locked up, 3 6 Mafia starts to really bubble and really get their thing together, and they go from dropping mixtapes to actually, signing a deal with was it Relativity?
Yep, they were Relativity, and then switched to Loud Records. Yep,
exactly. So you get out, and now your brother is starting to really bubble and starting to really blow up.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, you start to realize, hey, maybe I should get into this as well.
Oh no, I knew that when I was in jail. I knew that when I was locked up. I saw that rap the move. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking rap the move because it's the money, because that's all I'm on at the time. I'm thinking money, money, money. So, I'm just like, Jay telling me he keeping me abreast of what's going on. And when I got out, I got blessed in. It was just like, like Tupac when he came home, got out of jail that time, it was just like that. Like I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? It was, and then you gotta understand something. See, like me, like I'm straight hood. Like at that time, like before I got locked up, I hadn't been out of town like that. Like out of town. Cause see, had I have been out of town, and see, that's the mentality I had when I got out of town. Like when I started going to LA, meeting up with Cartel and stuff like that, then it turns into something else. But thank God I ain't never step all the way in a lot of stuff because nah. Nah.
Well, Paul actually had an interview, and he talked about you. He said, we actually trained Pat to be how he is now. Pat was like a dude who was in 3 6 Mafia, but he wasn't. He was affiliated, but he was on his own. And I guess, he was explaining to you how with 3 6 Mafia, there's so many people in the group that every time there's a new voice comes in and it keeps it exciting. But with you only rapping by yourself, you had to actually switch your style and switch your flows, which you actually pulled off.
Mm-hmm.
So when you really started to rap, like how hard was it? Because, like you said in the beginning, that was never your dream. That wasn't really your goal.
Well, me, like I said in the beginning, I was always smart. So I can learn anything. So I just sat back and listened to some folks, listen to this, listen to that, and I figured it out. Like I just figured it out. Jay used to be mainly pushing me. You gotta switch your styles around. You gotta do with the different styles. So I just said, whatever get the money. You know what I'm saying? And basically, now, this is me being honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest when I say this. Now, I'm gonna either rap about something I know, something I've been through, or something I know will happen. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when a lot of people say they rapping about their whole life and all that, man, this is entertainment, and I don't get into that. I was a con artist for a living. I tell you anything for $1. So you know what I'm saying? But see, like a lot of people, they won't tell people this because they think, oh man, my image. But see, the thing is, like we used to say in the neighborhood, I'm a man for anything. I am who I am regardless. If I put a chicken suit on, I was still the dude with the gun with the mask upside your head. See, I'm the same person. See, it don't matter what you see. Like I may be, you know what I'm saying, selling brown paper bags. But if you see I'm selling brown paper bags, if you don't know me, you a fool. Oh, Pat done fell off. No, Pat a multi-billionaire now. What is you talking about? I'm selling brown paper bags, fool. But you see what I'm saying? See how people get stuff twisted. But see, like me, I always, like, I'm gonna say this. I'm even more like that now. But I was like that then. Like, it didn't matter to me what people thought. Like, I just don't get into that, man. It just don't matter to me. Like, you have to imagine, like, it could be somebody in my DM or somebody like talking crazy or somebody trying to start something on the internet and all that. See, I ain't grew up in that internet stuff, so it's kind of like I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, I tell any man, you do what you feel. You know what I'm saying? You do what you feel. That's each his own. But I don't. If you say, like, if I see a comment, I post something, just say, hold up, I'm a human being. Let's say I don't like it. Well, I just block them. So what? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, oh, Pat, you this, you that. Okay. Bye. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like this whole internet era is something else. I have to admit, it's something else. But it's really sad. I'm just gonna say this right quick. It's really sad that I see people feed into it so much that they end up killing each other. That's sad. That's really sad. Boy, I tell you, the devil, he really can twist it up, can't he? Boy, he can twist it up.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Let me stop talking. You go ahead.
Well, in 99, you dropped your first album, Ghetty Green.
Mm-hmm.
And that album actually had a lot of features on it.
Yeah, it did.
Birdman's actually on the album.
That's my guy. That's my guy. Yeah, he was on there.
I mean, who else? Crazy Bones on that album. Nori's on that album. You know, I'm just talking about people outside your camp.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
So, and what's interesting about this particular album is that the song Out There ended up getting somewhat remade by Drake.
Well, that,
you know what I'm talking about? You're talking about Look Alive with Block Boy JB.
Oh. But no, he didn't. No, that wasn't.
He kind of interpolated your verse into his verse.
Oh no, that was Drake. That was just Drake giving me a blessing, man. That's called a Drake blessing, man. Oh, Drake. That's family, man. That's he good. You know.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's a good thing. I mean,
oh no, it's a good thing. Oh, for definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like
I thought you were saying he had remade the whole song. I was like, I don't think he remade.
No, he didn't remake, but he used the flow and the type of and you know the type of cadence and kind of like the structure of that song when he did the song with Block Boy.
Hey man.
How did it feel when you first heard that song?
Oh man, I was loving it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Well, man, that's what's up." You know, I mean, you know, I always been a Drake fan anyway. I always been a fan of Drake because when he first came out, I liked when he had said on his interview. He had an interview. I don't know if it was his first interview, but it was a major interview. He was on the radio at the time talking, and Drake said, "Man, I'm just trying to." He said, "Man, I love everybody, man. I'm just trying to make music, man." And I said, "Man, that's real. I mess with that." You know, he just being him, doing him, and look at him. The man, number one rapper out here. Hey man, I salute that. I respect that.
I mean, there's never been a rapper with a run like Drake. Period.
I respect that man. You got
period.
You got to respect that man. I mean, that dude is serious. And then and the thing is, you know, some people they use gimmicks and all that. Dude don't do none of that.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why like a person, like, you know, certain stuff that a person do in the rap game, and like you could not even like a person's character, right? But you could never say if they bumping, they ain't bumping. Cause if you do, you hate. Yep. Yeah, you flat out, you just hating.
And then in 2000, 3-6 Mafia and UGK dropped Sippin' on Some Scissor. And I am so ashamed right now. Because that's actually like my favorite 3-6 Mafia song.
For real.
And it wasn't until this morning when I'm going through my research that I realized you did the hook to that song.
Oh yeah, that was me. Oh yeah, that was me. Yeah, it really was a sample on, it was a Ghetty Green. It was the first song on Ghetty Green. And then they took that and sampled my voice and made it the hook on Sippin' on Some Scissor. Yep. But it was a hit song.
Were you there when they were putting that song together?
Yeah, I was Probably there when they putting every song together. If I wasn't there, I was probably smoking downstairs or something.
Like, how quickly did that song come together?
When we went to Pimp C house that night, I had already had the beat and we already had the hook, so we just laid the raps right there at his house, us, Bumby and everything, and we made the song that night. So we made it, you know.
Was that your biggest song at that time?
At that time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our first platinum album.
Right.
Yeah, I was in the studio. I was there.
So, I mean, I feel like that's the song that kind of put 3 6 on the map, you know, because that was such a huge song, and UGK on the map at the same time, because that was, I think, their biggest song for both the groups, you know, at that time. And, you know, there was a huge music video, and I remember it was all over MTV and, you know, MTV Raps and BET and everything else like that.
I feel like
when that song came together,
huge song. The song was huge because it was like, people was like it was introducing something new, so it was a huge song. I put it like that. Yeah, it was huge. It was huge.
Did you know it was going to be that big when they were putting it together?
No, I didn't think that. No. No, none of us did. A lot of times, majority of the time when we do stuff, we just did it. Like when I did Mr. Don't Play Chicken Head, the one with Chicken Head on it, I just did an album. I wasn't thinking about it. I just went in. And it went platinum, and it shocked me because I didn't know it was going to do that at all. I didn't think it was.
Well, yeah. So when you talk about 2001, the next year, that's when you drop Mr. Don't Play, Everything's Working. And then, like you said, Chicken Head is on there. And I just interviewed LaChat, and she was talking about the making of that song. And I guess she was saying, like, there was like a girl that you were messing with, and like the lyrics was kind of about her, and you know. He starts off with bald head scallywag and got no hair in back, gelled up, weaved up, your hair is messed up. Like, when you first heard that, were you like mad a little bit, or?
I was laughing because I know he ain't talking about me, he talking about her. Well, we were with at the time, you know, we good at that. We go diss the people that we with on the slick down, you know, the world don't know. But it be true, we dissing you sitting right here beside me.
Yeah. Well, I came up with the hook because it was this girl I was walking up behind, and she had her hair slicked back with some gel, and I started going behind. I was in these projects on the north side my cousin lived in, called the New Dawn, and we was going up the steps, and as we was going up the steps, I was messing with. I was going bark, 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 because I said in my mind, I was looking at the back of her head. I said, man, this girl ain't nothing but a chicken. So I was just messing with her. And she was like, go on. Then I said, bark, bark. I thought about it. I said, chicken, chicken. I said, I'll be hard for a song. So I called Jay while I'm still walking the steps. And man, he was like, oh man, it's a hit, man. Come studio tonight, man. I'm gonna have it jump ready. And that was the song. And that was the last song I made, Mr. Don't Play. Mr. Don't Play, the whole album was wrapped up. And I just came up with that song. We wasn't even gonna put, like, the album was wrapped up. So then I just came up with that song before it got all the way wrapped up, and they said, man, we're going to put that on, and that ended up being a single. Yeah, and that ended up being your biggest song ever? That's the biggest song ever, besides the one, which ain't my song, but besides the one that's out now with Drake. I featured on Drake. The Drake Blessing. Right. No, but in terms of your song, you know. But my song, Chicken, that was that was the biggest one, yeah. And, you know, I love how they took LaChat's, you know, oh, please, whatever. How they kept like looping that throughout. Like, it was just so creative the way that song came together. Yeah. Yeah. And then like there was a part in the video where LaChat was kind of like bobbing her head, which just became a meme these days. You see that all everywhere now. Hey, that's funny, man. My wife be tripping out there. She said, boy, if that ain't Memphis. I said, yeah, that's Memphis all day right there. Oh yeah, that was hard right there. That part right there did. Okay, and then on that album, Don't Save Her was on there as well, right? Mm-hmm. And then years later, J. Cole ends up using that for his song. Yeah. How did that feel? Because at the time, I mean, well, even to this day, J. Cole is considered one of the biggest in the game. Yeah, he is. He's huge. J. Cole. So, you know, when he dropped No Role Models and, you know, Don't Save Her, She Don't Want to Be Saved, I'm like, oh, that's an exact quote of Project Pat. Hey, man, you know, I mean, hey, salute to J. Cole. I mean, anytime somebody like remakes our stuff, we love it because it don't do nothing but keep us alive. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, hey, hey, look, J. Cole need to do another one. He need to do another one. We sure got him for him. Yeah, he
Well, after Mr. Don't Play comes out, you end up getting a parole violation.
Yeah. Another one of those bad mistakes I made in my life. But I mean, you know, I'm gonna say this: breaking the law is breaking the law. You know, I didn't think like that at the time because, you know, I'm still in the mind of a criminal. You know, in a criminal's mind, you can pull him over with a blunt of weed, you know, as long as he ain't hurt nobody or ain't riding with too much dope, he think the police messing with him, you know, and that's how a real criminal thinks. So in my mind, I'm thinking, why is this police pulling me over? Because I got a license. I mean, my tag's good. You just pulling me over because the Escalade got some rims on it. Like, you need to leave me alone. Like, you know, that's at the time. But, you know, breaking the law is breaking the law, you know. But yeah, that was that happened, you know. And then I was gone for 4 years. Flat.
Well, I mean, here you are at the time, and you're really, you know, really blowing up.
It's blowing up.
You know, you have you know, sipping on some scissor, chicken head, you know, 3-6 Mafia is doing crazy. Why carry an unlicensed gun during that time?
Well, I'm gonna say this again. I'm thinking like a criminal. You know, like when you think like a criminal, you don't think like, you know, I'm seeing the money, I'm moving smooth, but see, in my brain, you gotta think now. I'm you know, the devil got me thinking I'm smooth anyway. You know, and then listen. A criminal don't think like this. A criminal, I don't have no beef with nobody. I'm not into it with nobody. But in Memphis, everybody getting robbed. So I got some money now. Some money. So I'm thinking, well, I might need to carry this strap. Then I said, well, I might need to carry them 2 straps. I'm going to the north side. That's a little bit more dangerous. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how I was thinking at the time, which is the wrong thinking. And I don't advise nobody to do that. But, I mean, I had people around me with straps, but see, when you in that criminal brain, that criminal type brain, you know, I'd rather be caught with it than without it. You know, that's how you think, you know.
Well, there was an interview you did where you were just talking about how dangerous Memphis really was, where even to drop off mixtapes, you know, you'd roll with Juicy with 2 guns on you. And I guess there was a story when Juicy got pulled over, you know, this was before he had blown up, and the cops actually found an illegal gun on him.
Yeah.
And they said, you know, we're not looking for you. And why do you have a gun? And he goes, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, here's your gun back. Here's your illegal gun back.
Yeah.
And the police even understood how dangerous it was.
Man, let me tell you something. Man, listen, back then, see, the crack gang was out. So everybody had money, you know. So if I can't get you, I'm going to kidnap your mama. And people doing that. That's how it was going down here. So it's like, you know, and let me just say this right quick. I'm not going to say nobody's name, but people I know personally pull a move like that. So I'm like living around this. So this is me after I got some money. Afterwards, I got, you know, this rap money. So I'm like, nah, I can't. Because I'm thinking in my mind, which is nothing. I'm going to tell you this. I used to think it was like being cautious. Really, it wasn't nothing but the devil had me full of fear. You know what I'm saying? Fear of getting, you know, it happening to me because I saw it and grew up around it. And I advise nobody, don't never be led by no fear. But that was my reason of reason why I had the 2 guns or whatever. And the thing is, man, you know, like Memphis is so dangerous. It's dangerous now. I mean, they killing police, you know what I'm saying? In Memphis, like, it's dangerous now, you know? So it's like back then it was dangerous too. So it's just like, you know, I mean, the lady, like Juicy, he got pulled over. The lady saw the gun. She said, what you doing with this gun? He said, man, it's dangerous out here. And they said, huh? They put him back in the car, threw the gun in the back seat and said, go ahead, we ain't looking for you. See, it's like, and see, in a criminal, now listen, in a criminal's mind, like you say, well, why'd you have a gun? Well, in my mind, I'm just like what Juicy was doing. So I ain't thinking, because it's so dangerous, like, why police gonna bother me anyway? I got tags. It's people out here shooting, killing, murdering, robbing, kicking folk doors in, kidnapping folk. What you bother me for? I don't fit that description. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So that's, you know what I'm saying? That's my mentality at that time. Mm-hmm.
Well, you had said, during that time that in Memphis, every young dude was essentially a shooter. And you said you could see a young dude walking down the street. You could pull up on him and say, hey, man, I need to go shoot this house up real quick. Okay, who's in it? Don't worry about it. I'll give you $200. And you give him a gun and he'll actually go and do it.
Done. It's a wrap. I'm pretty sure they'll do that today. I'm pretty sure they'll do it today. I'm pretty sure they will. Oh, that's look, man. Because it's like this, like, you tell somebody you want to do something like that, they'll just be like, well, I don't know, what they say? Well, I don't even care nothing about who is in there or whatever, just make it happen. And I'm gonna tell you something, let me elaborate on that, man. That's really a messed up way of thinking, though. Like, that's really a messed up way of thinking, because it's like, it could be kids and babies, anything. Man, I advise nobody to do that, man, because you'll have a charge so mean. Whoo, you'll never see the light of day again. Whew, man. Yeah, man, that really ain't the route to go. But people was doing it. I hope they're not doing it now, but they was doing it. Yeah.
Who do you think were the craziest dudes in the crew? Because Crunchy Black, who's a regular on my show, he seemed like he was up there.
Well, Crunchy will shake some. I mean, Crunchy just, he just Crunchy, he doing deals all day, in town, out of town, he just Crunchy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I didn't really I used to be around people in the group, but it was mainly like we just worked together though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was cool with Crunchy. Now, me and Crunchy cool now, and we real cool. But I mean, I was cool with Crunchy and cool with Lord, and rest in peace, Lord Evans. I used to be around Lord, and Lord was, that's my guy. And but I used to be around everybody, of course, but I ain't really hang with people like other than what we had going on with the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mainly had, because I had my own partner, so, I was around them, which all of them did. All of them had their own, we mainly just would work together. But you just asking, like, in 3-6, who was the craziest person? Like, when you say crazy, what you mean, like, get high crazy? Or
however you define crazy, I guess, man. Crazy is multifaceted.
I say the whole 3-6 were crazy, man. Whole 3-6, when they were young, they were crazy, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't really say. You got to kind of be specific with that. But they always, done some wild stuff, I guess. I mean, shoot, yeah. They always wild. I remember a time we got into it with some dudes in Nashville, but they weren't from Nashville. They was from up north somewhere. And, man, it was ugly for them. Man, 3-6, everybody partners with us. They, beat him up, robbed him, man, everything. It was bad for him. Some dude, he knew some gal Paul knew that was from the Shy or something, and he was trying to act tough. I don't know what dude was on, but he bumped Paul or something, man. That was it, man. They ate him up. I got there on the scene. I was with my other partner them from Atlanta. When I got on the scene, it was over. Mm. Yeah.
Okay, so you were found guilty of being a felon in possession of a firearm, 2 counts, because you were still on parole for the aggravated robbery.
Yeah, I'm still on parole.
Now you got sent back. You get 4 years at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, how does it feel once again? Now you've blown up even bigger, and now you got more hits under your belt, and damn, now I got to go back to jail again.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. In life, sometimes you got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to figure it out. Like you can't just, when it's like, when it's boom, 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 then boom, 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 it's like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? So this was my second time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I ain't, in my brain, I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Now, at first, I'm just thinking I got racial profile. I'm thinking, because I'm in a criminal mind. But when I got in there, I started thinking, I said, man, nah. I said, man, cause see, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, like, I'm gonna say this, I guess I'm gonna go spiritual with it. Because a lot of people, they don't be understanding. They, you know, when I was locked up, I wasn't fed at first. But some kind of way, man, I let the fear of the feds, because when I was on the street, the only thing I feared the most in the street, I didn't even care about the police like that. It was the feds. Because I had seen people around me get snatched up in 15 years, 20 years. And I was like, man, I don't want to go no feds. So, man, it was just, you know, you can't, like I said earlier, you can't let that fear get in you like that. And I had that fear in me, and I started speaking it. Because I was locked up. Now, I wasn't fed at first. Listen to me good now. I wasn't fed at first. But people started telling me, say, hey, man, one dude that told me, said, man, such and such had a child like that. He went fed. And then for some strange reason, it wasn't nothing but the devil had it calling in my brain, man, you could go fed. You could go fed. You could go fed. And, man, I turned around, man, and started asking folks about, can this go fed and this, and this. And I'm up here, I'm talking fearful about it. And, man, I mean, people, you know, I got to tell people this story. They believe it, they want to believe it. But, man, when you speaking something, you the one making it happen. And with your belief. And, man, I sat there, man, and believed it could and spoke it out. And it went. And, man, when that man, look, my last month at the penal farm, I'm finna go home. I got 30 days. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I've done time in, you know, in the state. I never done time at the penal farm because it's right in the city. So it's kind of like doing time in the city jail. So anybody that heard this interview and never did time before, they going to know what I'm saying. When you at the house, it's way more slower. It's way more slow because you're getting a visit every week. You're getting visits all throughout the week. So it's way more slower. Time just going slower than when you were somewhere else and you get a visit every 9 months, every 6 months, every 5 months, you out of town. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I say that to say this. That last month, I was like, whoo, thank God. And as soon as it was August something, I had 30 more days. And then they said, a marshal came inside the jail and said, Patrick Houston, we got something for you. Need you to sign this or something. So I was like, what this is? I opened up the thing, United States of America versus Patrick Houston. I said, wait a minute. I don't got no beef with y'all. Man, I'm talking, man, listen, man, hold on. Now let me hold on. Now, here I go being honest, because I'm going to tell the truth. Bruh, I went on my bunk and cried out to God, bruh. I went on my bunk, I was crying for about 2-3 days, bruh. I was sick. Like sick. Like, I done had, you know, they tried to give me 30 years in court when I was younger. I go back to my bunk. I'm crying then, but not like now. Not like now. Because see, it don't say about what time you gonna get. It just say possession of a fire. I'm like, then, you know, my people out, you know, on the street, my dad, and they like, no, that's somebody got your name caught up in something. Because that doesn't happen to me before. But not with the feds. You know. But man, they got my name caught up one time with a murder. So I went down and I ain't stayed but a few hours and they let me go. But they thought they had me, but they wasn't me. There was somebody else. So, you know, I was good on that. But man, when I went down there, man, for them feds, when them feds came and brought me them papers, man. Hey man, I'm gonna tell you something. You know how a person say the worst day of their life? That was the worst day of my life. And I don't care anything else I ever went through in life. That was the worst day. That was the worst day of my life, bro. Like because see, I didn't know what was going on. I mean, it was just like somebody walk in while we having this interview and they tell you, you got a paper and they say, United States versus Vlad, and you got 2 counts of possession of something, and you like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And man, I got a lawyer. He told me it was a superseded indictment and all this crap, and I'm like, man. I ain't even, and let me tell you this. Am I thinking about rap? No, I'm thinking about my life. I'm not thinking about no rapping. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing right now. I mean, it crossed my mind, but not like that. I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about my life. But man, it was all good, man. God brought me through it. But
Well, by that time, you're not just a local celebrity, you're now a national celebrity.
I'm everywhere.
You have songs on MTV and everything. So people know you in the prison.
Oh, when I locked him in the Fed? Oh, for definitely. Yeah, for definitely. Oh yeah. Everybody know me. Oh yeah.
Okay. So what was the experience like? I mean, were you getting love, or were people trying to test you, or?
No, man. I always claim I got favor from God anyway, man. And nah, it wasn't like that, man. It was cool. No, I never got into it with nobody in the Fed. It was always love. I mean, I had a situation where I kind of went off on the deep end on somebody. I'm about to go off on somebody that crossed one of my partners from Chicago. But my partner in Chicago, he's such a good dude, man. He held me back in the room, wouldn't let me out the room. But nah, man, nah. It ain't like, it's like this. See, you gotta know how to do time. Like, people see that TV and they get it twisted, I mean, first and foremost, you're a man for anything. It's just like if you walk out on the street and if somebody say, well, you gonna give me this corner or I'm gonna kill you, then you say, well, you look in their face and you gonna say, get the killing then. Okay, so if you in jail, somebody talking about they want to try and take something from you, you finna get raped or something like that. Wait, I mean, if you a man on the street, you're a man in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take it there, you can't take nothing here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's TV. And then, like, wolves don't mess with wolves. You know what I'm saying? A man ain't messing with no man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can walk anywhere and say, oh, dude, a man. You know what I'm saying? And he could be, it don't matter about no mob you in, a gang, or none of that. That ain't got nothing to do with it, because it's suckers and everything. But it just matters about who you are. And if you a man, I don't care if it's dudes that's 50 times bigger than me. If I'm a man, I'm a man. And I mean, they can get it just like I can get it. So that, I mean, no. It was people, asking for pictures mainly. I mean, the thing is, I didn't have a bad paperwork, and I was in Beaumont, Texas. In Beaumont, Texas, snitches got to live in the hole. So it's like, that wasn't me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I mean, when I say this, hear me out. I'm not saying like I'm super gangster or nothing like that, I mean, I could have caught a bullet, I could have had a different frame of mind. Maybe if I'd have been around different minded, type of people. A lot of times people, they think a certain way and move a certain way because of who they under and raised up under or raised around. But I just, in that life, I wasn't raised around it. So, but now, man, it was cool. Really, to be honest, man, it was, when I was in Beaumont, we stayed on lockdown because, somebody get into it with somebody of different race and it's going down. They locked the whole compound down. It was crazy. And I just was praying every day, man, mainly just that none of my homeboys get into it with nobody, but that didn't happen. But thank God it didn't come to a point where I had to really do nothing, But when I went to Greenville, it was really a sweet joint. I had met some good Christian brothers in there, man. I did a lot of praying, you know what I'm saying? And man, a lot of reading. And, I just learned more about God and man, people came to see me. It was cool, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not cool, you know what I'm saying? But it was cool. It was okay. It was a okay, God made, I say God blessed me with a cushion, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, now they shipped me from FCI Memphis. I was at FCI Memphis, but they said I had too much influence. So that's why they shipped me to Beaumont.
Mm.
Yeah, Beaumont, Texas is like all the gangs in the United States of America are there. Oh, they're there. Yeah, they're there. And we stayed on lockdown. FCI Beaumont it's a prison, it's a FCI, it's a low, and it's a camp. I think it's a camp. But I was at the FCI and man, it was off the chain. Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned the rapes earlier. I mean, were dudes getting raped in there?
Let me explain something to you about jail. Like, it was a dude that he didn't get raped. He was just what he was. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up a dude that we knew, that my people in my car knew, because when I got there, Memphis was already there. You know what I'm saying? So this wasn't no Memphis dude. This dude here was from I don't know. I ain't gonna say his state. I ain't gonna talk about them folk like that. But he wasn't from Memphis though. But it's put like this: the state the guy was from, and him and the guy was whatever. They was in the hole doing something. He was on. I put like this: he was on the compound. This guy on the compound claiming a gang, and he was claiming he was this. I wouldn't say the gang because I'd be disrespecting them too. And he was talking about he was this, he was that. And man, he gets in the hole, and these two dudes, they was from the same state, locked up down there. One of the guy that was hitting the guy, he gets out the hole and tell us, like, man, that dude that was on the compound throwing up all them signs and talking about he was there. Said, boy, gay as I don't know what. But see, the thing was, I ain't getting all that, but the thing is he was what he was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like in jail, like, it ain't like people think, like, I mean, I ain't saying that can't happen, but I mean, that didn't happen in Beaumont. Nah.
Got it. Well, I guess right after you started your sentence, that's when the laying the smackdown, your fourth album, got released?
Now laying the smackdown, yeah, it did. You're right, it did, yeah.
Okay.
It got released right when I went in.
Okay, so the album comes out, but obviously you can't promote it because you're locked up.
But it did good though. It still really did good, truly. Messed me up.
Okay, and then you get out in 2005?
2005 in November, I think.
Yep.
November, yeah.
And that's when you released Crook by the Book, the Fed story.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually charted 64 on the Billboard 200. That had a good googly moogly on it.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't my choice of a single. The people wanted to make it that, you know me. I'm a ball player when it comes to a check, you know what I'm saying? So I just was like, okay, if y'all like it, I love it, run it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't approve of it myself personally, but I mean, I just was like, if y'all think so. But I mean, it did all right.
Yep.
Yeah, it did all right.
And then right when you're getting out, 3 6 Mafia wins an Oscar.
The Oscar, yeah.
How did that feel to see your brother who you grew up with?
I was there, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I was in LA. It was, man, it was an all night. I mean, man, I don't know how to explain that, man. I don't know. It'll be like winning a lottery. Like, it was like we won the lottery. Like, it was crazy. Like, and I mean, it was just like when it happened. I'm gonna say this: when it happened, like right before they was getting ready to announce who was finna win, I said to myself, boy, that'd really be something if they won. But everybody thought like they just got nominated. It ain't gonna happen like that. Man, when that happened, if you didn't pay attention, like Jay, he was so overwhelmed, he had to hold his chest. He's like, he about to pass out. He was just like, he couldn't believe it. But I mean, man, that was a blessing, man. That was wild. Like, that was wild. Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, I mean, they won it for It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but that was something right there. That was really something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's better than getting an Academy Award for Whoop That Trick, which is the other big song on that movie.
Man. I mean, getting a Kevin Wolf for any one of them is good, you ask me, but yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. Now that was a big deal. It was a big deal for hip hop, because like, damn, like, someone from hip hop actually winning.
It was huge for the South,
Oscar.
Period. It was huge for hip hop, but it was huge for the South because I mean, 3 6 Mafia, like one of the groups that won an Oscar, and like you can't say that for a lot of groups. You can't say that. That's something you can't say.
Yeah.
If you want to go back and do some research here and there, you be like, wow, yeah, you're right, because ain't nobody winning no stuff like that. That was good, man. That was real good.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And I remember like right around that time, you guys were filming the reality show at the house, and I came by the house and I was interviewing the guys, and you and I met because right around that time, 3 6 Mafia's "Poppin' My Collar" came out, and you're on that song.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a huge one. That was one of their biggest songs ever.
Pop My Collar. That Stay Fly, yeah. That Pop My Collar was huge.
Now, I don't know exactly when this happened, but there's a story you told when you were at the Playboy Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And you got starstruck by someone that is a very interesting person.
Oh, you talking about when I seen Donald Trump?
Right.
Yeah, it messed me up, man. I was like, wow. I said, Donald Trump? I said, I couldn't believe it. And I was like, wanting to holler at him because I know he could tell me what to invest in where I just, as soon as I put my money in, I'd be a multi-millionaire. But I couldn't get to him, man. He had some CIA agents looking type people around him. I couldn't get to him. But he was like almost 2 arm lengths away from me. I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, man, that's Donald Trump. Y'all always been a fan of Trump's just because of the money aspect of, how he, a smart guy on the money. That was mainly my thing with him, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, until he became president, I mean, hip-hop loved Donald Trump. I remember I interviewed Bun B. He called himself Black Trump in one of his songs.
Okay.
And, I mean, Raekwon called himself the Black Trump.
Okay.
So yeah. I mean, and then once he became president, then hip-hop wasn't really fucking with him at that point. But yeah, back in the day, yeah. Okay, so you continued to put out albums. You put out Walking Bankroll in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
That did well.
It was decent. I mean, I'll put like this. Let me say this. Anytime a person puts out an album, they getting some money. So, remember now, this is the only reason why I'm in it is because of a bag. So, as long as the money come, bam, bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? And I always know, as long as you got music out, you're getting paid. So, yeah, that was basically my thing up, throughout that time, yeah.
Well, 2009, you came out with Real Recognize Real.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually the first release on Asylum Records.
Okay. You just told me something. I probably had to think about it, yeah.
Yep. 2011, you came out with Loud Pack.
Okay, I remember that.
And then, then you came out with Mr. Don't Play 2, Everything's Money.
Okay.
MOB in 2017. So you're still dropping projects on a regular basis.
Yep, but I had dropped a whole bunch of mixtapes in between all that. Like I dropped a whole bunch of Cheese and Dope, Street Guy. I had dropped a whole bunch of mixtapes for that.
Yep.
But I mean, the objective was just getting the bag out there, to getting the music out there, to get the money.
Well, 2015, Koopsta died from an aneurysm.
Yeah, I heard it.
Were you guys close?
I knew Coop. I wasn't close with him like that. When I had got the feds, though, I wasn't really seeing Coop like that. So, I ain't really run into him or nothing. So I didn't really know his business like that unless somebody told me something, which I couldn't confirm was true because I don't, I didn't talk to him. But no, I ain't know his business. I just heard he died. That was sad.
Yeah. Well, and then in 2013, a couple years before that, Lord Infamous dies.
Oh, that was sad. Yeah, that was sad.
You guys were close.
That was my guy. I can't say we were super, super close, but that was my guy. I messed with Lord. I mean, I messed with Coop, but I really, really messed with Lord. I really messed with Lord. That was sad. It was sad for both of them, though. It was sad.
Yeah. And, when you fast forward some years from that, when the Migos came out with their flow, that was really like a Lord Infamous flow.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that. But I mean, if you say that, listen now, if you're going to say that, you'd have to say that when Lord came out, there was somebody else flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, people listen to rap and they put their twist on it. You know what I'm saying? And I heard people say that about Migos, but nah, Migos, man, they really got their own flow. I mean, if they say they got it from there, okay, but I can't really say they got it from there. I couldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it has a similarity. Yeah. It has a similarity.
Yeah, I mean, when I interviewed Gangsta Boo, she said that. She's the one that kind of brought that up. And when I listened to the two side by side, I'm like, okay, there's definitely a similarity.
There's a 2 Chainz song called Trap Back.
You know about the song?
Is it talking about Migos?
Yep. He said, 2 Chainz says, this flow came from Drizzy. He got it from Migos. They got it from 3 6.
Yeah, dude. I will 100% shout out Skinny Pimp, Lord Infamous. For me, growing up in Memphis, for me, first hearing the triplet rap, I would have to say that's from Memphis.
But at the end of the day, man, I mean, we all put out things into this world for other people to emulate it and put their own twist on it. I don't think there's anything bad about utilizing and incorporating.
Me neither. No.
Yeah.
Oh no. If it get, I'm gonna tell you something. If a person come out rapping like me and they getting some money, man, I mean, even if I didn't, man, he trying to be like me, which you would never catch me saying that because I ain't got time for that. That ain't me. But if somebody did that, man, more power to you, good brother. Get you some money. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, if it was vice versa, I'd do it. See, I'm the type of person, I look at life and game all the way around the board. I mean, we used to say this. We used to say, sometime me, sometime you. You know what I'm saying? So if it's sometime you, hey, man, I got to get back. You know what I'm saying? It's your time. I don't trip off that. I mean, yeah, that's a good thing.
There you go. Well, then in 2018, Cardi B ends up remaking Chicken Head and calling it Bickin' Head. Did you know about it before it came out?
I did. Yeah, it was real. It was a real good thing, a real good look. I shout out to her, man. I mean, you know, I was a Cardi B fan, man, when she was on the Instagram talking crazy. She just be on the Instagram talking crazy. So yeah, man, I was loving that, man. We loved that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big song, and since it sampled you once again, you got a little income stream from that. Probably a big income stream, actually.
Yeah, that or some more followers on Instagram. I sure did. When that Cardi B came out, man, I probably got 20,000 extra followers. Hey, man, shout out to Cardi B, man.
Well, when I interviewed LeChat and we talked about that, she felt a certain type of way about that song because she felt like Cardi B should have shouted her out or mentioned her or something like that because she was a big part of the song, obviously. Well, years later, Cardi B redid the song, called it Bickin' Head.
Yeah.
And you felt some type of way about it.
I really didn't, you know, but since they had the Who Run It challenge out, it just gave me a subject. You know what I'm saying? They had to run it challenge. Everybody was saying, chat, you know, do the challenge. I'm like, okay, well, I can't do it because who run it? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, I don't...
It is what it is.
I can't, you see, one thing about me, like, you know, this is me, you know. I mean, you know, if Chet felt like that, I mean, hey, that's how she feel, you know what I'm saying? And hey, that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? But, it, you know, me, for instance, I don't, if somebody, like, it's so many people using my style, like, bro, you would not imagine. And I ain't talking about, I'm talking just period. Like, just dudes that ain't even known. It's so many people that's redoing my songs and rapping like me and tagging me on Instagram. But I don't do nothing but like it, man. Cause, you know, I don't, you know, this me now. It's just me. I just don't, I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know? But hey, you know, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? You know? And I respect how whoever feel about what they feel. And if they consider it theirs, you know, I respect that, you know. But, you know.
There you have it. There you have it. Well, then you fast forward to 2021 and Drake drops Certified Lover Boy. And you show up on Knife Talk with you, Drake, and 21 Savage. Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, that was actually an old song that had been sitting around for a while.
The verse I did, yeah. It was old. Yeah.
And wasn't it originally supposed to be a 21 Savage song?
It was originally, I think, supposed to be, but it was Metro had the song. And, hey, man, like I said, there again, a Drake blessing, you know what I'm saying? A Drake blessing. So, you know, and then, hey, man, as you can see, it is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. It's a hell of a song. Well, first question, when I first heard your verse, and you start off the song, mm-hmm. At the very end, you go, made so much money off of dummies. Did you actually rap longer and they kind of just echoed it out?
It was a little longer.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah, it's like maybe, I think it's 4 or 6 more lines in there. But I mean, you know, however Drake wanted to do it, man, it's fine, you know. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to me. I love it. I like the way he ended it. It was hard to me because it had a little fade out in there. I liked it. That was hard.
Do you remember what the original verse was? Like those last couple lines?
That's what I said. On my face. Here's so much bummies off of bummies, a ventriloquist. I said, oh, puppeteer, diamonds in my ear, new foreign ride, something. I'm in foreign gear or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's on Juicy. It's on. You know, Juicy got an album. It was the song was the song was on. People, you know, going back listening to it. It's out. The whole version of my rap is out. You can find it on YouTube. I say that.
Oh.
That's more easy.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's more easy. You can just
Got
put in the full version and they'll put it up.
And I think it's dope how when 21 Savage comes in, he's kind of emulating your style. He's kind of rapping like you. You know, and then Drake comes in and what does he say? I heard Poppy's outside and he got the double R Droppy outside.
Man, 21 and Drake killed it, man.
Oh yeah.
They killed it. Yeah.
I mean, how did it feel to be in the game that long? You know, because at this point, you're what, 20 something years in the game. And here you are, you know, 40 something years old, showing up on the hottest album in the world, not just in hip hop, the hottest album on the planet in every country, streamed billions of times.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I was just in the bed at home, you know what I'm saying? And I got the call, and then I was like, oh, for real? It was like, Pat, yeah, such one or such. I said, hey, man, well, make it happen, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it happened. And then when it came out, the trending of it and all that, I was sleeping trending. So I was sleep, and I told my cousin, he said, man, cuz, I said, cuz, I was sleeping, I was trending, I didn't even know nothing about it. But I mean, hey, man, you know, they I just was trending. It was like yesterday or day before yesterday with the girl on Squid Game or something said she liked the album. And I was looking, man, I done got so many follows off of it. I was like, I don't even know, you know, I heard of Squid Game, of course, on Netflix, but I didn't know the actress. I didn't even know who the actors were in there like that. A lot of times, man, I'm gonna tell you something, man, like when I say this, you know, people I guess they think I'm lying or something, but people around me, they know me. Bruh, I could be out somewhere, I wouldn't even be knowing who people is. Cause I don't be on it like that. Like, I really don't be on it like that. But I mean, you know, like, if I was to walk somewhere and see Drake, of course I'm gonna know who he is. If I see 21, I'm gonna know who he is. You know what I'm saying? It'd be ball player. I wouldn't even know who they be. I'd be sitting by them on first class and wouldn't even know who they is. And then I get out the plane, my cousin, man, you know you was sitting by such and such. I said, I was. I don't even be knowing.
Well, did you and Drake ever have a conversation before the song came out, or?
We had a conversation one time. He had a video down here. You know, his folks down here in Memphis, and we had a conversation. We were right back in front of where his grandmama house, his old grandmama house was in a neighborhood called Black Haven on the south side. Yeah, Drake real cool, real good dude, real cool. Oh yeah, he cool. Yeah, he real good dude.
Well, you know, speaking of him growing up, you know, in that area, his dad still lives there. Mm-hmm. And you had done an interview recently where you said that Drake's dad won't get touched by anyone in Memphis.
No, no, that's not gonna happen. No, man, no. I'm gonna say this, first and foremost, God gonna keep it. But secondly, man, I mean, first he a OG. Like, see, down here, like, I don't know how people do it out of town, but down here, if you're a real OG in whatever you're doing, you get the utmost respect. Nobody's gonna mess with you. Nobody. You do what you want to do. They not gonna touch you. Yeah, they gonna do something for you. You know, and then Drake shows so much love to the city. It could never happen. No. People, I mean, God forbid, that'll never happen. But like, I'm gonna give you an example. See, it's like when you show a Memphis person that type of love, I had Drake, you know, he come down, mess with the Memphis artists and stuff like that. Man, that's feeding, you know, like him messing with different artists is feeding they partners and they people. You know, that's helping they people out. Like, man, we don't get see, this ain't, we not like a big, huge, like this ain't LA or New York. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't get them opportunities like out there. You know what I'm saying? So once we get a chance to touch $1 million, man, we for real about that. We don't play about that. Oh man, you get utmost respect. You put a person in a position to make money like that. Man, they gon' man. No, he good. You know what I'm saying? No, he good. He blessed. That man's blessed. He's straight. He's straight down here.
Well, I mean, speaking of Memphis, one of the things that DJ Paul said in one of our interviews is that Memphis just seems to have a dark energy. What's different, you think, about Memphis than other cities? I mean, because you guys lived there your whole lives pretty much?
Yeah. It's a great city, but it has its dark moments.
Yeah?
Well, it is a dark city, really. But it's cool, you know. It's home of great musicians.
But the darkness of Memphis is what makes it so cool, though. Because that's what created our music. We could have never made songs like that in another city. That we wouldn't even have those vibes. The darkness of Memphis and, you know, the rain and stuff like that is what made it. I wouldn't take none of it back. I'm so glad I was born there and raised there because it puts something in you.
Mm-hmm. And when you look at the artists that come out, like, you know, you look at these days, you know, the Yo Gotti and the Dolph situation that has escalated into violence into multiple times and so forth. And it seems like, although it is a small city, you have superstars in the city, but they rarely work together. And there usually is some sort of friction and so forth. Mm-hmm. As someone who's born and raised, why do you think that is? You know, as opposed to like in Atlanta where everyone seems to get along and everyone's doing music togetger and everyone's friends and promoting each other and so forth.
I heard somebody speak on that one time about the A. They said it ain't really like that down here. But I'm going to say this about Memphis. One thing about Memphis is this, that we have a lot of leaders. Well, we are a city full of leaders. Now, when I say this, I'm being 100% honest. I'm not saying we supposed to be what we lead is right. I'm not saying, you know, leading gangs, leading killings, or what. I don't get into that. You know what I'm saying? But we got leaders. We got natural born leaders down here. A Memphis dude is a natural born leader. Not all of them, but we got a lot. So when you have leaders like that, you're going to clash. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be a clash. You know, it just is, you know. And I mean, man, I can never speak on somebody's personal business because I don't know, but I just pray, man, you know, that we all, you know, come together, get it together, you know, and work together, you know, music, real estate, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know, because, I mean, you know, and if not, you know, hey, man, well, you know, at least stay on your side and they stay on theirs or whatever, you know. So, you know, just to stop the killing, you know what I'm saying? But we've been pretty good down here lately, though, in Memphis. Like, we've been pretty good. We know the artists been working with each other. A lot of the younger artists work with each other. And that's a good thing. And I salute that. You know, because a lot of young dudes, they see, man, it ain't about that. It's about some money. They see opportunity, and that's good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody not going to agree. And, you know, you going to have, like, you know, could be, you know, maybe somebody was an enemy from back in the days. And, you know, it's not too good to mix dudes around with other dudes. You know, it's just like, you know, like, I'm a type of person that, like, say I got 5 dudes that be around me here and there. Well, like, I'm doing this interview right now, you know. Now, say if I bring them 5 dudes up here, right? Say the camera people, say they from Memphis, say they got 10 dudes up here. 9 times out of 10, somebody in tool with somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't mix dudes. Now, if I come in here, they got 10 dudes, I come with me and my cousin, it's going to be cool. You see what I'm saying? But if it's 10 dudes, I got dudes with me, you never know what could pop off. See, and that's one of the main things in Memphis that be causing the violence. The mixing of people. You can't, you know, You know what I'm saying? Like I might have a guy, he might be with a mob that's a opposition to another mob. I don't bring them around each other. That's dumb. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's mutually understood. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't just and like I know these young dudes. I know these young dudes out here. They just pop up. You know, oh man, we're gonna pop up. We're gonna pull down on you. We're gonna, and when they do that, that's when then the shooting pop off. But nah, I don't do that, man. I know better than that. But oh man, maybe hopefully one day, you know, we'll all just get along like Rodney King said. Hopefully one day we'll all just get along.
Well, I mean, when you talk about the dark energy, when it really hit me close to home was, I believe, after my first interview with Crunchy Black, you know, before my second interview with him, his daughter gets killed in Memphis.
Yeah, that's sad.
And that was one of the saddest situations that I've ever come
That's
across.
sad. That's sad. That's real sad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That one, and you know, he's still struggling with that. We've talked about it a couple times in our interviews, man. And
it's bad. It's bad out here, man.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how he even really.
Man, you gotta. I'm gonna tell you something, man. You just gotta be praying. You gotta be praying, asking God for forgiveness. You gotta be praying out here, man. You know, like I know people be saying where they at is bad, and I ain't saying it ain't. I'm pretty sure it is, but it's bad down here, man. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. I'm talking, man. I'm talking like Memphis is a nice size. It's a city maybe a little smaller than Dallas. It's a nice size city. And man, it used to be certain neighborhoods. Now it ain't. It's everywhere. So, you know, you just got to watch it, man. I mean, they just had a 13 shooting in a good outskirts neighborhood. This happened like maybe a week or two ago. Dude just got mad at his job, came up in the job and went to firing off on 13 people. Killed one, killed himself. 13 people got shot with an automatic weapon. Well, I think it was a Draco. And see, like, you know, that was one of them random situations. You know, stuff like that happened in a city, regular city, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, this is a city. It's a southern city, but it's a city. But then, like say, like, when that happened, that's dangerous. But it's like you catch it, like, okay, you say, well, that's dangerous, and it is. And that happened like maybe 2 weeks ago. My heart go out to the families. That's real sad. But then it's like this. People still gonna go to that place of established business when they get popped back open. They're gonna maybe be a little leery, but not as leery. But you go in one of these neighborhoods out here, you're gonna be very leery. Y'all, look, you're gonna be acting like it was 13 times 1,000 just got popped off in these neighborhoods.
You know, and then just recently, you actually showed up on the Fast and Furious 9 soundtrack.
Oh yeah, sure did.
Yeah, lane switcher with A$AP Rocky, Skepta, Pop Smoke, and Juicy J.
Yeah.
So it seems like with all the years in the game, you keep kind of reinventing yourself and you keep showing up on important projects and important songs and you know, important verses and so forth, man. It's really like, as someone who didn't even want to be a rapper in the first place.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I guess I'm just blessed. That's the only thing I can say. I can't say nothing else. I mean, I can be honest with you when I tell you this, like, had God not been looking out for me, and things in my life would have been way different, because, man, there was a lot of bad situations in my life, man. And I'm just being honest, like, I mean, you know how everybody got them secret things they don't want to talk about. Yeah, man, I got some messed up tales, man, that I look back now and I say, man, that had to have been God, because for me to be here now where I'm at now, unreal, man. Unreal, like completely unreal. But hey, thank God I'm here.
Well, Project Pat, man, appreciate you sitting down with me again. You know, now we did a whole proper interview this time. you know, what you've accomplished has really defied the odds. You know, when you look at all the people you grew up around, and you mentioned this person passed away, this person went to prison, you know.
Oh yeah.
And you spent some prison time along the way as well. I mean, you did a total of what, like 6 years, something like that.
Like 7 of my life snatched from stupid decisions. I got a homeboy. You know, I'm gonna say this right quick. You know, and I need to go holler at him and see him. I got a homeboy I used to mention in the raps all the time, Gangsta Fred. You know, he was a real person. On my album, I used to always talk about Gangsta Fred. He was a real person. You know, that was like my OG, one of them. And man, I used to, you know, like, this my guy. And he just, man, he was way older than me. And he got locked up for killing his wife. And he ended up getting a life sentence, man. It was like at the latter part of his years. And it's just crazy because it's like, he was always the one that would always get away, man. He had feds, everything. He'd always slip through the fingers. He sold bricks, everything. He sold it. Oh man, this is a dude had a whole neighborhood sold up. Whole neighborhood. Everybody in North Memphis know this. They know this guy. He had a whole neighborhood sold up, but he just, man, I don't know what happened, man. And he ended up killing his wife, and man, it just was sad, man. It was real sad. He ended up getting a life sentence, man. He locked up now. And it's crazy because, man, we used to be together every day. But man, it just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just a lot of people, man, like out there, they a lot of people make bad choices in life. And you know what I'm saying? Like, a person be knowing what they about to do. You know, sometimes you heat of the moment can happen. A lot of times you pretty much know what you about to do, but sometimes, man, like when it comes to that murder game, you let that anger take over. Man, you can't do that, man, because you got to think about what's about the future. And, you know, I just tell everybody, man, you know, before you go do something that you can lose your life over, man, take 2-3 days, think it over, talk to God about it, because that ain't what you want. See, I always used to tell myself, I always want to be the guy that's out here seeing what I could have missed instead of being locked up behind bars saying what I could have hated. And I just thank God, man, for real. Because, I mean, my thing is, I know for a fact, if I was there and my hands was just as dirty or dirtier, it could have happened to me just like that. I know it. But I just thank God, man, he had mercy on me and didn't allow it to go that route. But, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just showed how you kind of went full circle growing up in the church with your father, being a preacher and instilling those values in you, which throughout the interview, you kept hearing you say it over and over again about God and spirituality and values. And although you were doing wrong along the way, at least you knew you were doing wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know how wrong in a lot of instances, but as I look back, I see now like, wow, like, man, I was crazy. I was crazy to do that. Man, crazy. But like I say, man, God, one thing about it, man, God can bring a person out of anything. I'm a living witness to that. You know, we got a foundation right now that we go out. I go back into prison and talk to some of the prisoners. It's called Go Foundation. And me and my partner, Mike Brown, guy by the name Mike Brown, man, we go into prisons, and we just recently got in touch with the lady at the women prison in Nashville and East Tennessee. There's only 3 women prisons in Tennessee, and she got connected. She's finna connect us into all those. And man, we just recently came from a prison in Arkansas in 201, where I first got locked up. And it was just so crazy, man, going up them escalators and just, you know, and it's like, it's just crazy, man. But, you know, that's one thing that God has led me to do. I really know this for a fact. That go back and, you know, say a good word to the people, because it's like, man, God can change anybody's life, because he sure changed mine. And, you know, and I mean, just like I'm talking to you, like, you know your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know mine. You know, like anybody knows their own life. So for a person to still be breathing right now, you still got a chance, man. So, you know, you just got to make the right decisions, though. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line, man. Give your life to Christ and pray to God about it or something, man. Don't just go out there and stick that pistol in that person's face and kill them and then get caught and get 30 or 100 years. Because 30 years or 100 is still life. You know? And, man, yeah.
There you have it. Project Pat, man. Appreciate you coming in. Congrats on all the success you have already had and how you continue to have the success year after year, decade after decade, man. I know there's a lot more coming. You know,
Hey,
a
look,
lot more
man.
coming in the future.
Shout out to you, Vlad. You been rolling for a minute, man. I salute that. I salute that. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
You also showing it can be done. I mean, you know that, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of people out here want handouts, but you just got to get out there and do it.
Yeah. I mean, we try, man. 13 years in the business now. 13 years of VladTV, and then another 7 years of being a mixtape DJ and you know, everything that led up to this point, you know, doing documentaries and so forth, man. You know, it just shows that hard work, you just keep putting in that work year after year, and it's always going to get rewarded. You know, you may not see it right away, but it will always get rewarded.
It takes some time. It takes some time. But I mean, at the same time, like, don't you appreciate it more?
Oh yeah, way more. You know what I mean? And as those things come in from stuff you've done years ago, it comes back up and you profit from it and so forth. Like it's been happening to you, man. It's because you know, it doesn't feel like luck because you put in that work already. You know, you deserve it. You know, so congrats on everything, man. Like I said, you've consistently surprised me over and over again. How your work has kept popping up again and how you keep showing up on big projects and so forth.
Hold on, Vlad, not to cut you off. It ain't nothing but God, because it surprises me too.
There you go.
Because I be like, huh? For real? All he do? For real? I mean, every time, all them people you was naming, that happened? Seriously? He want to do that? Okay, fine. Man, bruh, mess me up, man. You know, I'm waiting. I'm hoping Jay-Z gonna sample something and come on out with an album and throw me on there. I'm just gonna be like, huh? For real? Jigga? Oh, man.
There you have it, man. Project Pat, man. Until next time. Peace.
For sure.